In 2020, we'll be celebrating the 20th anniversary of FairGo at Western Sydney University. And to have a research project of this length of time is something that you don't see very often.
The FairGo Project began in the year 2000. It was a wonderful 21K project initiative, and we actually began by getting together with Associate Professor Jeff Munns, who led a team of about 11 Western Sydney University academics in the School of Education. The school's been always very much interested in equity and the improvement of educational outcomes for students who are living in poverty, students from culturally and linguistic diverse backgrounds, and this was his brainchild, and we worked initially with a group of schools in the Liverpool and Fairfield area, and we worked together in classrooms with the teachers to find out what they were doing that improved student engagement in learning.
What we're going to try and do is work out how much volume is in 5 blocks out from 5.
The FairGo Project is about finding out what works for kids in poverty, and our focus is on student engagement and the kinds of interesting things that teachers do to engage kids.
Jeff observes what we're doing in the classroom, he's observing myself and how the kids are engaging with the learning activities. At the conclusion of the learning, Jeff and I will sit down and dissect what we've done and reflect on what's working and why it's working. As well as getting feedback from me, Jeff will discuss things with the kids and see what sort of observations they can make about the classroom and what is working for them.
We went to interview with some of the kids, and they absolutely understood what Dan was doing with them. It reminds us that some of the things that are the most valuable in education we can't measure in tests and standardised procedures.
I'm getting a lot out of being involved in the FairGo project. It's been very good for me 3 years out of university to reflect on how I'm implementing what I learnt, and having that discourse with someone who is an expert in that area has been very, very helpful for me to vindicate some of the things that I'm doing and to really motivate me to keep on pushing the boundaries.
It's a model of research, teachers as researchers working alongside academics in collaborations.
An impact that we really didn't envisage is that many of the teachers that we worked with subsequently became school leaders in other contexts, and really took those ideas into new workplaces and were successful.
Talk about the notion that taking part in research in their classroom has really changed the way they see their classrooms, changed the way they see their kids, changed the way they see the job. We have had teachers say to us, I was quite discouraged about the work I was doing until I became part of this project.
In the next 5 to 10 years, the FairGo program's impact, I think, is going to be carried by our graduate teachers.
I think the most significant thing that will be happening in the next 5 to 10 years is the adoption of the FairGo model into our initial teacher education programs here at Western Sydney. What this will afford us is the opportunity to work in close partnership with our colleagues in the profession to build a model of initial teacher education that has at its core the question of how do we make school meaningful for children and young people.
Being in the classroom makes me feel proud, because it's a fun classroom, and I think it's the best. And next year I don't want to move. Yeah, I'll miss it. Now, in the context of a housing estate where kids might not want to go to school, many of them find that school quite a difficult place. These kind of quotes are really, really powerful.